Hello, hello. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome to Meet Me Monday. No, not Meet Me Monday. We're on Tuesday now. It is Talk About It Tuesday. I'm losing days here. It is Talk About It Tuesday. I'm Karma with Lewis Acre Farm.
and I'm Glenda from Grace and Fire.
All right. And we're just here to hang out, have some fun, and talk about it.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, welcome in, Rudy Fern with
Hi,
Autism
Rudy.
Help Ed. How are you today? I hope you're enjoying nice weather like I am. It is in the 70s today here in Southwest Idaho.
I'm a little jelly of that, girl.
Oh my gosh, it is 77 today.
Oh my goodness. It's in the 50s in southern Indiana.
Oh, yeah, we have a ridge of high pressure over us, and so we're going to be in the 70s for a few days at least, and it feels absolutely divine.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's only been in the mid 40s overnight.
Wow.
It is beautiful.
Wow.
So, Rebecca!
Hey,
Welcome
girlie.
in. I am so glad you're here. So very glad.
Tacos sounds good to me, said Logan.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good.
My husband and I were talking about having tacos tonight. We're going to have fajitas instead. Close enough. Close enough.
So what good news do you have for us this week, Rebecca? Last week you told us about your car.
Yes. Boy, this green screen does weird things.
Yeah,
I want to take this one.
you can go like this and you can have an afro and do fun things. Oh, you can like afro.
We're going to take this off because I think this is tripping that up.
Oh, you got a halo.
I do. I don't, it's so fun. I'm like trying to touch my head. There we go. Like, look, my hands disappear. I don't know. This green screen will not be on next week. We are almost done with the office. I just have a little pile of mess that I don't want to show off to people because, like, if I do this, let's see, you get it you can get a sneak peek maybe. Nope, can't have a sneak peek.
Grand reveal next week.
Grand reveal. Yeah, it's
Ace.
Much better.
Welcome in.
Hey, Ace.
So glad you're here. Well, for those of you that have been following along, we are still on baby watch. I'm getting a little concerned about my little Bianca. I don't know.
Come on, Mama, let's have that baby. Babies. I'm used to saying baby to a mama, but baby for a kitty cat. Let's have those babies, Mama.
Yes, and then her mommy is due with babies also, and she could have her babies any day.
Oh.
So wow. We are going to have a house full, as if we didn't already. So Ace has a premiere tonight at 8:30 Eastern Central.
Yeah, what zone are you in? So we get that correct so people can watch.
And then Rebecca, next good news is that she's making hats to go to 10 Killer. Oh, nice. You guys are going to be so blessed.
Yeah.
I'll be able to be there. Okay. It's at 8:30 Eastern, so 6:30 my time.
Yep. So in 3.5 hours from now.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I have had a very, very scratchy throat for several days, so pardon me. I have dysphagia, and I choke very, very easily. I choke on my own saliva, which is a real talent, but I can aspirate very easily. And I believe it was Saturday oh, I'm going to do this little trick again. I'm going to go in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I made myself a cup of coffee, and I have a frother. And so I stirring up the cream and everything, and it made a nice thick foam on top, and I went to take a sip of my coffee, and I aspirated the foam. And within 6 hours, I was getting a really scratchy throat and coughing.
Mm-mm-mm.
So chances are I have a little touch of walking pneumonia.
Ugh.
And so I'm just kind of doctoring myself here at home and trying to cough it out. And my throat's just really, really scratchy. More than anything. Ronson! I'm glad you're here. I wasn't sure if you'd make it. I know you've got a very, very busy week ahead for yourself. I hope you're feeling better. So he hasn't felt too well for several days, not been sleeping, and then just plain didn't feel well.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry, Ronson.
But we did get to see each other briefly. We had a very quick lunch together after church on Sunday.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. No, I'm on a medication that completely dries me out. And so I have 2 drinks up here. So if you see 2 drinks, that's what's going on. I got me a Diet Pepsi and a water because I get cotton mouth. I'll just start talking and then it's like I can't speak, And so I have to have water with me at all times.
I'm on a medication to produce saliva.
Oh.
Because I have Sjogren's, and it dries you out.
That's what they thought I had. Okay, before I started this medication, they thought I had Sjogren's. I went to a specialist and had all of my testing done, but my eyes are dry, and they put me on like Restasis, and that did nothing. And then they put me on Excedra, and it's like double dosage of Restasis is what it is. And it's
I've been on both of them.
Yeah.
On Mibo or Mibo. It's a prescription also, but you have to get it directly from the manufacturer.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So, so my ophthalmologist sent me on to see a rheumatoid specialist, and she ran everything, and she said, I don't see anything. And I'm like, well, that's weird, and I'm always like, I have dry mouth, but not now. My medicine right now that I'm on, that I was not on during this testing, makes it worse. But everybody and their brother swore I had Sjogren's, and I've heard of this, but
here's the thing. My rheumatologist told me that only about 30% of people actually pass the lip biopsy test.
Oh.
And because I didn't, this is what baffled me. I have every symptom of Sjogren's, but I didn't pass the lip biopsy test. So he would diagnose me, give me the official diagnosis of Sjogren's.
Yeah, I went and got tested out, and they said I don't have it. They're not sure what's going on, and just put the eye drops in the eyes, keep doing it. And then I have to buy an allergy one from Walmart in addition to it to keep my eyes.
Yeah, I'm supposed to, but I can never remember. I do good getting my prescription eye drop done at least once a day.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
My prescription one has to come directly from the manufacturer through the mail because they don't sell it at the pharmacies.
It must be pretty new then, because I haven't heard of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it must be a new one, which is good,
It's
not a bad thing.
It's through Bout and Lomb.
Okay, yep.
And it's MIEBO.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm curious.
It's they of course covered the front of it, but this is it.
Miebo. Yep, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
You're supposed to do a drop 4 times a day. I'm lucky if I get it done once a day, sometimes twice.
Wow. See, it says their thing is there hasn't been a prescription eye drop that directly targets too much tear evaporation. Take a closer look. Wow. That's interesting. I'm going to look at it later.
This is the first one that has actually done anything for me. The others, they might work for a short time, but they actually agitated my eyes.
Oh, yeah. And you can taste it too. Like you put it in your eyes and you can actually taste it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's disgusting.
It is.
And I wouldn't use it because it was so miserable.
Yeah. And then it burns your eyes and your eyes are all red. And then you look like you've been crying and you're like, no, I just put my eye drops in. And
it feels like you put sand in your eye.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is horrible. Why would I want to use it? And so I wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
And this actually feels soothing. It's almost
I'm
oily.
to ask my doctor about it. I'm going to make a note of that because I'm curious if that would be something better than Excedrin because, whoo.
Oh, I hated both of those. I hated them.
I think the taste is what bothered me. Then there was another one that I tried too, and I can't remember what it was. There's a third one. And it was worse tasting. I hated it. It was just so foul. And I'm like, no, no, thank you. I can't remember which one that was off the top of my head, but there's a third one.
For the dry mouth, it's an old prescription. And so a lot of doctors won't even bring it up. But for the dry mouth, you can take pilocarpine. And yeah, because doctors won't even prescribe it. It's so old, but it works. It's the only thing that allows me to produce saliva.
Wow.
Otherwise, I don't produce saliva without it.
Wow. No, I'm pretty good. Now I'm on this medication. It's for a different reason. It has nothing to do with the dry eye, but it gives you cotton mouth. Mm-hmm. And I just have to keep water nearby. And then I drink Element too. I'll put a little bit in that, which is a hydration booster. It's a salt. And my sodium levels are always on the low side. Always. I don't salt anything in general. And I'm always told, add salt. I'm that patient. And I'm like, I don't really care a whole lot for it. But if I'm going to do it, then I put a little Element in my drink and that helps.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Water doesn't help when I don't have the Pilo.
Mm-hmm.
I could drink water 24/7 and I still would be completely dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's what I mean when I say pilocarpine is literally a lifesaver for me.
That's awesome.
Because, yeah. It's painful. It gets absolutely physically painful when to eat or anything.
Yeah, I believe it.
I can't talk. I can't do anything because it's so painful in my mouth.
You need saliva. I mean, that is an important part too. I mean, you always, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm so thankful for the pilocarpine being available. And like I said, it is an old medication. And so a lot of doctors won't even think about it as a line of defense against dry mouth, but they'll always tell you, oh, try, what is that? That spray, or they have a spray, they have a toothpaste, and it's for dry mouth.
Is it biotin?
Biotin.
Yeah.
Biotin.
Or biotin, yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a spray that you can use to moisten your mouth. That always made my mouth super sticky.
Oh, really?
Sticky mouth.
Mm. I know that they recommend that for CPAP users. If they are, there's two different hoses. You can get a humidity hose, or it's just your plain one. And even if you're using the humidity one, then and you're still dry, that's the stuff that they use. They say get the mouthwash. Mm-hmm. I've never tried it. I'm not a CPAP person, but I know this.
I do like the mouthwash, the Biotine mouthwash.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it. They have one that's extra mild, extra gentle.
Oh, okay.
And then there is a toothpaste, and I don't mind it.
Mm.
Not my favorite, but I don't mind it. I don't know that it necessarily helped a whole lot with dry mouth, but
yeah. No, I've just heard about the mouthwash. I mean, so yeah. I mean, I've never tried any of it. I can't speak that being worked on, that works or whatever. I have no experience, but I just know about it from CPAP.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. I love that everybody's chatting to each other. Hi, Logan. Hi, son. I'm reading your all's comments.
Yeah, I was noticing that too.
Yes.
So
that's awesome.
I have some exciting news.
Oh, let's hear it.
So back in September, October-ish, I had a celebration on my channel for hitting 250 subscribers, and I think it was 20,000. No, it wasn't 20,000. It was 15,000 views or somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And on that night of the celebration, I said that when I hit 500 subscribers and 35,000 views, I would hold another celebration, another giveaway. As of today, I am at 482 subscribers, and I am at almost 30,000 views.
Woo!
Only have a little over 5,000 views to go, and 18 subscribers, and we'll be able to hold another party.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
I am so excited. Aww. And it has only taken about 6 months to get here.
That's awesome. Congratulations. So now, audience, I need you to share out Karma's page and tell everybody, come on over and subscribe and like and watch the videos. And
yeah, need
the 500.
I need the views, because without the views, we can't do it.
Yep.
Even if we hit 500, we still can't do it because I've got to get the views.
Yep.
So.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. I am super, super excited.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I've only had my channel for 14 months, a little over 14 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already here.
Aww.
I'm already this far. And I've got, I'm right at about 1,500 watch hours.
Wow.
So I'm already almost my 500 subscribers and halfway to my 3,000 watch hours.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's something worth celebrating. That's awesome. Now we got to get to 500 and have a party. Let's get there. Come on, share it out, you guys.
As soon as we hit that 35,000 views and the 500 subscribers, we're going to have a party.
That's amazing. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I remember what that feeling was like. Yeah. It's wonderful.
I'm considering doing a promotion on my Thoughts for Thursday series. Using the intro video for the promotion video.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. So just do a short little promotion, like, for a few days and see what comes of it. And
that's amazing. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe your next giveaway things can be from our gift shop. Ooh.
I definitely want to. They'll be opening in May. And
Oh, okay. Is that like the beginning of the season then? Oh.
yeah.
I heard, and I hope I heard this correctly. Somebody said maybe do some videos from his work.
I am
I'd love to see
planning
that
as
soon as they open up.
as soon as they open up. Yeah. Ronson, I believe that the views count,
But
but
not
the hours do not.
right. I
The
think it
views
all. I know,
added,
but the hours do add towards it but it's
no, the watch hours only count if you're working towards the 90 million shorts hours in 90 days or whatever it is. But the views, the actual views, if you're counting views.
I don't know. I've gotten watch hours off of my shorts.
I don't know. I asked Kevin about that. Kevin from Tuber Chat.
You don't get much. You just get a little bit. There's watch hours attached to it.
Maybe it does. I'm not sure.
But it's not. But you have to have so many of your regular videos too. Like I'm not monetized. I have almost 1,900 subscribers, but I'm not monetized because I don't have the hours for it.
All right, you guys. We need to go support Glenda, and we need to get her watch hours.
I would love to. I lost a lot of watch hours, and it just happened about a month and a half ago. A lot of watch hours dropped off.
How many watch hours do you need?
Oh, a lot. About 2,000 watch hours.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix this. We're gonna.
But
we're gonna do this.
It's gonna happen organically too. That's what I want. I want it to happen organically because I want it to stick. You know.
Yeah.
But for me, this is just a lot of fun. You know, having that sense of community and meeting such wonderful people. I mean, yes, I do have a playlist. I sure do.
Do you have it with all your videos?
Yep. Okay. I sure do. I
have mine broken down. I have one called The Whole Kitten Caboodle.
Oh, yeah. I have one just called Playlist. I mean, I'm so generic.
Mine's got The Whole Kitten Caboodle.
Oh, okay.
That has everything. It has shorts, it has lives, it has videos, and then I have it broke down into topics also.
That's nice.
And then I have like all videos, all shorts, all lives. Mm-hmm. And then I have like Thoughts for Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I have Meet Me Monday. And then I have Talko About It Tuesday. So if people want to find a specific topic.
Yeah, for sure.
Or if people only have a certain amount of time that they can spend watching a playlist.
Yeah.
And then I have on my Thoughts for Thursday, I have a separate one for the Names of God series.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about that. Okay. I caught your last one, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I was podcast styling, so I was not totally in the chat. I'm going to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I was working on The Office, and I thought, I got to hear this, and I'm never up that late. That was amazing. You did such a great job with that. And it was just the breath of fresh air that I needed because I was having kind of a stressful day, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was just a breath of fresh air. And I wanted to tell you that so bad, but I didn't know how to say that. Like, you know, it's like you only get so many words when you're texting it out, you know what I mean? And then it's like, am I going to come off weird? You know what I mean? Like if I type this in, is this going to come off weird? But it was just like the breath of fresh air that I needed that night.
Well, good. You can thank God for that because I'll tell you, I'll be completely honest when I'm doing these Thoughts for Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't care whether it's this series where I'm reading from the book and then I stop and say something.
Yeah.
Or if I'm just doing a off the cuff topic.
Right.
I spend time in prayer
before
I ever record. And I ask God, what do you want me to say?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want me to present this topic? Now, if it's an off the cuff type of topic, I ask God, what do you want me to talk about?
Right.
Because I don't want to just spew out anything
Right.
because it's me. I don't want to bring glory to me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to bring glory to God.
Absolutely.
And I dedicated my channel to God. And I promised God that if I ever got in the way and I ever made it about me, that I would shut my channel down immediately.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And
Absolutely.
so, especially on this last week's video, I sat there and I was crunched for time. And I just said, God, I honestly do not know what you want me to say for this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So fill my mouth.
Yeah. And it was, it dropped on a Saturday night too,
Mm-hmm.
which was the day that it was a good day, but then there were things that were stressing me out that day. And it was just, I don't know, it was just like the right timing for me. I didn't go live on Saturday either because it was, I mean, like I said, it was a really good day, but there were things that I heard and I just, not from you, but during the day that just kind of put me on that. You know what I mean? We all have those days, just saying. And I'm like, okay, let me take a step back. And it dropped much later than I usually am up. So the timing was just beautiful. I'm just gonna just say it like that.
The reason it was so late, because it
It
always
was
comes out
perfect.
on Thursdays.
Yeah.
But the whole reason it was late is because I have been so stressed and
Yeah.
so overwhelmed with everything that I'm dealing with.
I think
Here,
it was God's timing.
it absolutely.
I don't think, you know what I mean? I think it was God's timing because when I say seriously, it was late. I'm not saying that to complain. I'm saying like I was stressed. I was actually up all night that night, and I just needed that breath of fresh air, to kind of
Oh, believe me, I needed
toning it down.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
needed it.
no, I needed it at that timing too, but it was just it was needed. So I just wanted to let you know that. But I didn't want to type it in and go like without context. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to understand where I was coming from with that.
Right.
Just a really.
Well, I'll tell you, as I'm doing this study, I have this book.
Oh yeah.
I'm using.
Okay.
However, this one is just touching the surface of the names that we're going through. So what I'm doing, I have my books real handy. I'm doing is if I'm having an issue with, okay, but I don't quite know how to present this. I know there may be questions and I want to make it crystal clear. So then I have this one.
Oh, okay.
And if you're following along with this series, I wholeheartedly encourage you to get both of these books because this book is going to go in depth. I mean, dive deep into the names that we're going through in this other book. And this book will have names, a few names that the other book does not.
Right.
And there's one or two that the other book has that this one does not. They both have 15 names. But, and there's a lot more names.
Yeah.
One thing that I do notice is that there's one person in particular that's following along, and I am so grateful that she is continuing to listen, continuing to follow. There is a lot of people, not just this one person, there are a lot of people who are under the misconception that there is only one name for God.
Oh, no, there's a bunch of names.
And that Jehovah or Yahweh, Yahweh, go all the way back, Yahweh, or YW. No, I forgot the YW.
I'm not going to spell it either.
YWH. Or I've got the letters mixed up in my mind right now. But anyway, those 4 letters are the original Hebrew for God's name. They added the vowels in for clarity, for the ability to speak it. Without those vowels, it makes it extremely difficult to say the name.
Right.
That's why those letters were added in. And so then it was later translated as Jehovah. And so Yahweh and Jehovah are the same name.
Right.
But God is so much more, and he reveals himself throughout Scripture as all these other things. And like I was explaining in one of the videos, I am not just karma. I have so many more names.
Absolutely.
I am mom. I am wife. I am daughter. I am niece.
Right.
I am
friend. Yep.
I am friend. I have been co-worker. I have been employee.
Kitty mommy. Kitty grandma.
All of these things, those are descriptive. They describe characteristics of who I am. They describe character traits. They describe what I am to those around me. And that's what all these extra names of God are. They're not taking away from Jehovah or Yahweh. It's not to take away from that. It is to describe God's roles in our life.
Right.
And I just pray that through this series, it'll make people hungry to go and search out and learn more of his names, because this is just scratching the surface.
Yeah. It's a great series. It's really good. I'm glad you're doing it.
Ashley with, it used to be Shades of Grey. She changed her name, her channel name, to Embers of something.
Oh, I didn't know she changed her name.
Yeah, it's Embers of something. I can't remember the rest of it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Echoes of Embers. Thank you. That's what it is.
There we go.
And she is the one, I was telling her that I was kind of toying with the idea, and she encouraged me to do it.
Aww.
And so I can thank her for encouraging me to go ahead and follow through with the idea of doing this study.
Absolutely.
So anyway, it's Ashley's fault.
No, I listened in. It was because you went live shortly after Lazy Days got off, and then I set my timer. But well, I'm still here, so I'm just going to listen in.
I'm so glad you did.
I did.
Have you been able to catch the other videos?
No, I haven't. I still, there has just been a lot going on in my personal life. And I have a lot of things I need to play catch up on. And I'm going, okay, I'm getting way behind and things are not slowing down anytime soon. So I'm very much trying. And it's hard. You do your best to keep up with everyone. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, hi, I'm Glenda, and I'm slacking behind on a lot.
Well,
Not gonna lie. I keep it real here.
I'll be honest. I have met so many different channels and I'm subscribed to them.
Yeah.
But because of the Meet Me Monday series, I meet somebody new every week.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it too, is to meet people. I think that's awesome.
But
really
I can't
genuinely
keep up with
do.
their channels. I can't keep up with everybody.
It's hard. It's truly hard. I've missed your Meet Me Mondays because I've got something going on. I've got a commitment. And who's the other one that I'm missing? I barely caught Miss Andale. Like, I just kind of like came in. I'm like, oh, she's on. But I typically miss her Tuesdays. Tuesday. But I wake up every morning going, it's Tuesday. I'm going to choose my attitude for the day. So even if I'm missing her, that's my little thing. Like, I'm going to choose my attitude today.
I have an alarm set to make sure I wake up in time.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's like lunchtime for me, if I can catch her. I miss my own big brother, Scott, with Rambling with the Brooms, his Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
That, it's one of those things. I've even missed him, and I'm like, big bro, I'm sorry I missed you. And then he goes, well, I missed you too. You went live on Saturday. I'm like, well, I guess we should get mad at each other, like we're missing each other. But I still think the world of so many people. Ginger at Not For Nothing, she's live on Thursday mornings, I believe. Is it 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern time?
And see, that would be like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah, that's early. And I've missed her. So I've missed quite a bit. Well, I have a lot to play. And I even missed Jesse and Lisa this week. I mean, I even missed my own. But I had a really good reason why I missed my own.
No, Logan, I did not. I have an alarm on my phone. He doesn't come into the bedroom now. I don't allow him to. He's a bully.
Uh-oh. Well, is it okay if I share what I did on Saturday? Which I think is really awesome. So I'm waiting for our men, and I know Sir Grace can hear me, to do something for the men. But my mother from the official Ann Lynn show, that her name is Ann. That is actually my real mother. She's a lot shorter than me. I'm the tallest of her children. So she's short. Anyhow, I love her. I'm sorry?
Shorter than Kayla?
She's short. She's short. But I have a sister that's shorter than her too. So we didn't get the tall genes, but I had kids who are tall. Anyhow, my mother has she with her husband, he has done he's taken jobs where he has moved the two of them out of state. Most recently, they were in the most beautiful part of New York State. It's country where they were at. It was beautiful, deer everywhere. But anyhow, he's taken a lot of jobs, and she's always felt like she's missed out on just spending time with family. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to do something now that she's home permanently. She wanted to do something that all of us, she had girls, we're all sisters. That's all. I don't have any brothers. So that's why Scott is my big brother, because I always wanted a big brother. So I adopted him. But anyhow, she wanted something for all of us girls to remember after she's long gone. And she's getting older, but she ain't going anywhere. She's not that old. That's what I keep telling her. I'm like, you still have a lot of life left. But she came up with this idea of doing Queen of the Day.
Aww.
So it's to celebrate the women in the family. And it's not just me and my sisters. Like, this is going out to like my bonus kiddos, my bonus daughters. Mm-hmm. And to like aunt and grandmother, and like kind of it goes out. And I think we're going to do grandbabies too, or great grandbabies for her. But So it's just a nice get together. And then there is a committee. We get to pick who is going to be honored. And this past Saturday was my baby sister, which was her birthday weekend. And she has been through a lot. And it was just nice to be able to celebrate her and uplift her. We, just talk about how much we love each other and how much we love her, and we make dinner and dessert, and you get a little crown that you wear and your little royal scepter. And Mom has like this really nice, comfortable computer chair, so she wheels that out, and it's. And so she the queen of the day gets to sit in the comfy chair is what we were all like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. But then the committee goes and, okay, so we all wrote on cards what we like, and what would be a wish if we could have, a gift, not that it's required. My sister wrote down Costco toilet paper. So her big sister went and got Costco toilet paper. And jewelry. Man, that girl had me cracking up. She wrote on there, jewelry that Glenda would wear. And I thought, oh, honey, I love you, but I don't know if this is a good answer or not. So I went to our favorite thrift store and I found some jewelry. And I bought her 2 pieces, maybe like $4 a piece. But I told her how I would style it. And I think that's why she likes, when I wear jewelry, like a lot, I style it a certain way. And I think that's why she likes it. Mm-hmm. So I bought her like some pearls, and it's like multiple strands. I almost kept it for myself, but I told her, I said, honey, put that on with a little black dress and pull your hair up. She's got beautiful red hair. I'm like, pull your hair up, wear red lipstick and go out. She's single. So I'm like, go out on a really fun date. That's how I would do that. Right. And then I bought her some teal, like strands, it's like strands, like several teal little beaded strands, necklace. And I said, this is what I would wear for work. She works in the office. And so I said, this is what I would wear, like the color with the reds and like shirt, like plain, let that just like pop, Mm-hmm. And so I kind of told her how to style it. And then I'm a couponer. I'm an extreme couponer. So I had some like face stuff that would be good for her face, and some bath stuff that I put in. I had a little sweet little basket that I tucked it all in. And it was so sweet watching her open up her gifts. My Aunt Lynn from the Official Ann Lynn Show bought her a bracelet and from Amazon. And it's so cool. It's like sea glass, a turtle in the middle, and then there's a card with it, and it's got a QR code, and that turtle is assigned to a turtle actually out in the ocean, and you can track that turtle and see where it was at. And I'm not going to say where my sister was born at, but my sister was not born in our area. She was born along the ocean, like one of the oceans. And this turtle had just been up in that area where my sister was born at. No, we didn't expect it. It was a surprise. He QR coded it. And the next day was her birthday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that turtle was up in where you were born at, which I think is incredible. Incredible.
That is so cool.
And so anyhow, it was fun watching her open up her gifts, but to hear her go, oh my gosh, the Costco toilet paper. She could not believe it. She goes, that is the best stuff. She doesn't have a Costco membership. And I'm like, honey, I'll take you to Costco anytime you want to go, but she goes, it's the Costco toilet paper. And I thought, if I had the money, I would have bought you a bidet. And then and then watch, the whole bidet thing with Jesse and Scott, Right. Well, I have a bidet too. And I thought maybe next year for her birthday, I'll buy her a bidet.
That's funny. Hey, Troy. Welcome in.
Yes, Troy's in the house. But I just, I think taking that time to celebrate and be uplifting to one another, making memories. We played some simple games. And Mom shops at the Goodwill bins, and so that's where our gifts came from. I mean, everything's sterilized and clean. It's nothing dirty. I know that a lot of people have problems with Goodwill bins, but we don't, because we know we have to keep our hands clean, wash our hands afterwards, and and wash everything. I've grossed a lot of people out. I'm like, we shop the Goodwill bins. But anyhow, so that's where it came from. So not a lot of money spent, but it's more about just taking the time to celebrate the women in the family. And next month is going to be, hey, Tiffany. Next month is going to be at my home, and we're doing brunch, and we're celebrating my niece. So I'm excited to celebrate her. But we're going to change the time so I don't miss a Saturday, because I'm like, we're running right in on my show, and I keep having to cancel and I'm throwing everybody off. And so we bumped the time so they can do that. But it's just a blessing
that you have family to be able to do that with.
I'm very blessed, and we're all very close, all of the whole family, the guys too. I'm waiting on the guys to come up with something, maybe go to B-dubs and watch a football game, or maybe go fishing together. We have some really great fishing holes around here, and I'd like to see the guys do something. Hey, Sir Grace, maybe go bowling. I have ideas for guys, but they've got to take the initiative.
Right.
You
don't need the women planning it for the men.
No, we don't. So
if I were to do the something like that for the women in my family, it'd be me. That's
okay. I would go find some place and just chill and read a book, or just get away. I'd be like, this is my girl time. See you later.
But it's also nice to have somebody to do something with once in a while, because I'm with myself all the time.
Oh, well, yeah. And I think celebrating, just your family in general. I think just having that moment, and even if it's not just girls, but if it's just celebrating family, it's important, So I always put my family first. I say YouTube is a blast. I enjoy everybody, but family comes first, and I will drop anything especially the girls' time. I'm like, my goodness, what a blessing. And I'm home. I was a military spouse, and I missed a lot, so it's nice to be able to be home with family. Absolutely. And Logan said, I'm game for some top water bass fishing. Yes,
I gave him his fishing license for the year for Christmas, and we still need to go and pick it up because they won't let me buy it for him.
Oh, Logan, get on it. Come on, let's go fishing.
I bought it for Ronson and myself, too, for Christmas. But we have to get it.
Yeah. There's great places to fish, too. Hello, Logan. Let's go.
Ronson and I can get our... I think it's a 3-year license because we're both disabled. We can get it for like a 3-year for like $12 or $15.
My husband is disabled, and I want to say he got like a 10-year license for like $5. But he is military retired disabled. Right. So that's why he got it so cheap. Mine, I think, is like 15 or 16 a year, something like that. And I usually don't get it unless I know I'm going fishing. So I'm like, I don't want to spend it if I don't know. But he goes fishing with my uncle and my cousin. And so it's worth it for him. Mm-hmm. And when will you ever have to? We got to make time. That's what I say. Got to make the time to do those things. It's important. It's important. Schedule it on the calendar. Today is fishing. Pencil it in. So he has to get free entry to Bobby Farms. Okay.
It's and Babby.
Then, Babby?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not like right up on it, and my bifocal is here, so I apologize. Babby Farms. And
Yeah.
see here, and I just got my castor oil Bible today from Jesse and Lisa.
Oh, awesome.
I didn't know that there was such a thing, a castor oil Bible. So it tells you
One on Saturday night.
Yeah. Oh, see, I missed it. I got the tail end of their live.
Yeah.
But I totally missed it. In fact, my aunt was like, "Are you in the live?" And I went, "You got home kind of fast." But no,
This is the one I have.
Oh, the essential oils of the Bible. That's a good one. I don't have that one. There's one I want on magnesium. That's the one I want to know more about. I have been doing the ancient magnesium spray.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that it helps me relax, especially just to like spray it, like right before you go to bed, just spray it so you absorb it into your skin.
Right.
And so I bought the flakes. I'm going to make my own, but I went ahead and I bought the spray bottle too. So whenever it's gone, I can just mix my own up and save the money. And I'm going to let her answer. Go ahead.
No kittens yet. I am starting to get a little concerned about little Miss B. She's only 10 months old.
Mm.
And she's had show. I don't want to gross people out, but she's had show since Sunday. And she's had some minor contractions periodically since Sunday evening. They're not major, like anything really pushing type contractions, like more like a Braxton Hicks type. So I'm getting a little concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hoping that she's just like, this is just like the beginning of it all going down.
Yeah, the problem is
positive.
At nighttime, I have to take my hearing aids out.
Mm.
And once I take them out, I can't hear. There's certain tones I don't hear. And if kittens are born, I would never hear them mewing. And she has chosen to nest up at the head of the bed, which is good.
Right.
Under the bed, in the corner, in an area where there's no way I would ever be able to get to the kittens to know if they were struggling, if she was having issues. I could never help her. And so that's a real big worry for me. I have little tents that I can put her in, but I'd have to lock her in there, and they're not big enough for a litter box and food and her and the babies. So I'm a little concerned. If she has not had them by tomorrow would be day 65. And I will definitely be reaching out to a vet tomorrow if she doesn't have them by then.
How far late can they go? Do you know that answer?
I believe 70 days, but where she has had show.
Sure.
I don't want her to go an additional 5 days.
No, I don't blame you for that. I'm just wondering, like, in general, because like humans, we go about 2 weeks. That's like the max. And then by that point, they're taking the baby out. So that's why I was asking if you knew about kittens, like what's the average on that?
They can have them as early as 59 days, but that's like really pushing it because the average is 63.
Okay.
Say 63 days is their gestation period.
Mm-hmm.
60 days is much better if they're going to go early.
Right.
So 60 to 65 days is their ideal birthing
That's
period.
the perfect time. Okay, that makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
today is 64 days.
Wow. Wow. Well, hopefully all goes well and she has those kittens within the next 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. I hope.
Yeah, that'd be
And I
nice.
have no clue when Caroline was bred, but she is big with baby. And she, I don't know how many of you are aware, but like cows and horses and cats, I have no idea about dogs, but probably they'll put a wax cap or a milk cap on the nipples. And it's just like a seal
Mhm.
over the nipples to keep them clean, keep them from having germs and keep them from getting infections, keep them from leaking that liquid
Colostrum.
gold, the
Yeah.
colostrum,
Mhm.
prior to delivery. And Caroline has started putting that on for the last week. And so, and she hasn't really put milk in yet, but I can feel changes in her mammary glands.
Sure.
And so she could go any day.
And how about the other one? Has she done that too? Has her
She
milk?
doesn't like me to touch her
I
undercarriage.
see. Hmm.
She likes me to rub her back, but she doesn't even like me to rub her sides. She is so, I mean, she's huge with
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
And so I I couldn't really tell when she allowed me, but I did notice today she's finally putting milk in, just a tiny
Good.
bit.
Okay. Maybe
Um,
that will help kind of get things on the roll then.
I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she hadn't put anything in, but she's starting to swell a little bit in the mammary
Mm,
area.
that's good. That's a good sign. We'll take
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
definitely.
Wow.
Hi, Lynn. Welcome
Hey,
in.
Lynn.
So,
Oh.
anyway, I got to show you a couple of books that we picked up. Logan took me to breakfast a week ago Monday, I think it
Oh,
was.
okay.
And we went to Cracker Barrel. I had some rewards pegs to spend before I
Oh,
left.
yeah. I love Cracker Barrel. They've got the neatest
They,
things.
they do.
Mr.
Hey,
Jesse's in the house.
yeah, Jesse and Lisa, whatever.
Oh, I know, right? Who's that lady next to Glenda? I don't know who that beautiful lady is, Jesse. I think it's the gorgeous Karma.
Oh, thank you. We picked up 2 books, and this is going to be so fun. I haven't had time to actually sit and look at it, but
Okay.
look at this.
I've seen that one before. That is such a cool book.
It is, and it has it broke down. It has the West, Southwest, Midwest, Southeast, and Northeast. And I don't see. I thought for sure that they would have. Oh, they have Hell's Canyon.
Oh,
They
yeah.
they say it's in Oregon, but it's actually partially in Idaho as well. You
Right.
can get to it from Idaho.
Yep. Does it
Um,
have Shoshone Falls in it? I'm just being nosy.
that is what is frustrating. They have the Salmon River Scenic Byway in Idaho, Montana. We have some of the most gorgeous scenic byways
Mm-hmm.
in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing scenic byways in Idaho. And there's not a single one listed here except for that one that they split with Montana.
Okay, now I've got another question. Go to the Midwest. Is there
Okay.
anything for Indiana? I'm kind of curious what's in that book. I'm just being nosy because I saw the book, but I didn't actually pick it up. Maybe I need to go to Cracker Barrel now.
There's nothing for Indiana.
What is it?
There's nothing for Indiana. I know. That's frustrating.
I can tell you some really cool places to go visit in Indiana. I have yet to take my bonus son to one of them. I keep telling him he needs to come over so I can take him.
And they only have one for Arkansas.
What about for Kentucky?
Kentucky?
Let me guess. Did they miss them too? Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
They goofed up. They need to go back and rewrite that.
They have. Well, you can only put so many in, but they should have at least one for every state.
That's what I'm saying. Wow. What about Oklahoma? That's what Lynn wanted to know. There's nothing in there for Texas either.
For Texas?
That's what Jesse's saying.
Yeah, there's the Texas Hill Country.
And what do you think of Texas Hill Country, Jesse? I'm kind of curious. See, you got something on the map. Texas was represented.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Kentucky.
And I see 1, 2.
Marengo Cave.
California. Oregon has 1, 2, 3 for Oregon. Arizona's got 1, 2, 3 as well.
What are they listing for Arizona?
Apache Trail, Monument Valley, and Oak Creek Canyon.
See, they didn't put in Sabino Canyon. They didn't put in, they didn't even put the Grand Canyon in. Shame on them.
I mean,
Texas Hill Country is the most beautiful part of our state. I'm thinking of places, I mean, like, when I think of beautiful places like for Kentucky, I think about the horse farms. A lot of people, like I drive past it all the time. The horse farms are absolutely for the Derby horses. I mean, it's absolutely some of the most beautiful part of Kentucky. And then for Indiana, we have gorgeous state parks. Absolutely stunning.
They don't even have, I don't even see anything in here for Route 66.
So see, I think we need to reach out to the authors and go, you messed up this book. We're naming places here.
You know, I mean, it's going to be a good book.
It's going to be a good, but they messed it up. They missed quite a bit. There are 50 states, you know, like, okay, what did they put for Hawaii? I'm just being nosy. Now I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I didn't see anything for Hawaii. Literally, I'll read all of them, all the states. They've got Alaska, California, Colorado, and they split Idaho with Montana. And then one for Montana, Oregon, Utah, Washington, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Arkansas split, and then Arkansas has one of their own. Texas, Illinois, Michigan,
what do they
Minnesota.
Put for Michigan?
There's 3 for Michigan.
What do they have down for it?
I don't even know how to pronounce it. Keweenaw Peninsula.
Okay.
Leelanau Peninsula.
Okay.
And U.S. Highway 2.
See, they didn't even put Mackinac Island. Shame on them. Shame on them. Okay.
And then Ohio, Wisconsin. Then they have this Great River Road for Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa.
Well, I'm with Jesse. Get your money back, Karma. You want a refund. I mean, I'm sure it's a lovely book. We're not going to knock it in a bad sense, but
right.
I think, you know what this should be? This should be us doing the book. We should like go together and go, listen, you're missing quite a few things. Like I'm thinking Massachusetts, Old Sturbridge Village. Like that's a cool place to go visit.
Oh, well, I haven't gotten all the way through. There's still two more segments.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Arkansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee grouped together. North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and then Virginia, North Carolina together. That's for the Southeast.
Okay.
Then you have the Northeast. Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont.
What did they put for New York?
They have two.
Okay.
They have Central Adirondack.
The Adirondacks. Uh-huh.
And then High Peaks Byway.
Okay, you're missing quite a bit, like Lake Chautauqua. Or not, Chautauqua. Yeah. Making sure I'm saying that right. Right? Lake Chautauqua? Yeah, that's it. That's the name of it. They're missing quite a bit. The Finger Lakes. I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, if Lisa was in here, the Finger Lakes, they're missing that because she knows about that area. Yeah. They're missing quite a bit. What they put for Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. They have Berkshire Byways and Cape Cod's Route 6.
Oh, yeah, the Cape Cod. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, I'll give them that. What did they put for Tennessee? Now I want to know. Did they put the Smoky Mountains?
For which? Tennessee?
Tennessee. No, they didn't put Niagara Falls. Right?
No.
See, now that is gorgeous. I had a kiddo that was just there yesterday. One of my kids actually was at Niagara Falls yesterday.
Okay, so Tennessee was lumped together with Mississippi and Alabama, and that's the Natchez Trace Parkway.
See, they're even missing. I'm thinking Cades Cove. Had they not ever been through Cades Cove? Like, that's a cool place to drive through. Yeah, take it back now, Karma. It's not Karma's fault. She deserves a refund because they messed up.
And they didn't have Georgia in here. Sorry.
Georgia's gorgeous driving through.
Logan's brother lives in Georgia.
Oh, wow. It's
Tallapoosa.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's beautiful. Beautiful country. Yeah, they're missing some things here. I say protest. Take it back.
Now that I sit here and I look at everything, that's the first actual look I've had at the book.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? This is...
Jesse, now you're on a mission to find a book that accurately describes America state by state. Okay? That's your job now, and put it in your Amazon shop. And then let me know when you do.
Decent road trips, scenic byways, scenic drives for every state.
Yes, that's your job, Jesse. We're going to make you do that. And then get back with us. Do some research.
Welcome in. Now, that's not the only book that we got, though.
Okay, what else did you get?
This one I'm excited to read.
Okay.
It happened in Idaho.
Oh, that's a cool book.
It is. Just from the back, from the Snake River Plain northward to its jagged mountains, barren foothills, lush farmland, and tree-covered peaks, Idaho is a state that defies easy description. And that's true.
It is.
It Happened in Idaho goes behind the scenes to all parts of this remarkable land to tell its story in short episodes that reveal the intriguing people and events that have shaped the gem state. Read about the mistake that led to the founding of Idaho's first town, the mule that struck silver, and the enterprising farmer named Joe who helped make Idaho potatoes famous. Learn about an Austrian count's quest and a chance meeting over a beer learn how an Austrian count's quest and a chance meeting over a beer led Sun Valley to become America's first major ski resort.
It's a great
Ride
place.
along with daredevil Evel Knievel as he jumps the Snake River Canyon on a motorcycle.
Yep, he sure did.
Randy Staples has written about Idaho for more than a third of a century as a newspaper columnist, reporter, and the author of Paradox Politics. He has lived in all the corners of Idaho.
I want to know if he talks about why Mountain Home moved away from the mountains and it's not in Mountain Home. There are no mountains in Mountain Home. I'm just going to tell you that from experience. I think it had to do with the railroad, if I'm not mistaken. Like there was a boom, but there are no mountains in Mountain Home. That is a lie. That it's just in home or something like that. Like there are no mountains in Mountain Home.
And there are also how many pages? There are a total
pictures. That's my question.
129. And no, there are not pictures, except for in the very front, there's a map.
See, I'm like Jesse. A book has to have pictures. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I hate reading. It's not my thing.
The chapters are really short. They're broken down by year.
That's cool.
Yeah. But at the very back, they have a potpourri of Idaho facts.
Oh, let's hear some. Can you give us a couple?
Here we go. Okay. Idaho is the 13th largest state, encompassing 83,557 square miles, only 800 of which are covered with water.
Well, you got the Snake River, so that's your water.
And the Salmon River and the Payette River. And
you get the falls, the Shoshone Falls. There's a lot of water there. There's a lot of water.
The Shoshone and Twin Falls are there together.
Mm-hmm. Lots of water.
Okay. Some Idaho references say, and many Idahoans believe, that the state's name is an Indian word for gem of the mountains. However appealing, the story isn't true.
Oh.
The word was probably coined by Western prospectors in the 1850s. Colorado, which had a gold rush shortly before the first of Idaho's gold rushes, was nearly called Idaho.
Wow. Oh, yeah, and Lake Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Lake Monterey.
Mm-hmm.
Idaho's unusual shape has led to some unusual border lengths. The border with British Columbia, Canada, on the north is only about 40 miles wide. But on the south, Idaho's borders with Nevada and Utah run an estimated 305 miles. Wow. The state is 470 miles from north to south.
I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool.
The official state song is Here We Have Idaho. The song, originally known as Garden of Paradise, was composed over a period of years by 3 writers working separately. The Idaho State Seal is the only one designed by a woman. The drawing highlighting the state's mining, forestry, and agricultural industries was designed by Emma Sarah Etienne Edwards and was chosen in a contest in 1891. Hey, Tracy, welcome in.
Hey, Tracy. Glad you're here.
Yeah. Let's see. The largest stand of western white pine trees in the United States grows in northern Idaho. The western white pine was designated the state's official tree in 1935.
Speaking of trees, I learned okay, so the pine trees are good, like the bark, if you have problems with your red blood cells, but don't take it from the pine trees out west.
Right.
I learned that last night. I'm like, I didn't know that.
It was in Sunday's Survival Seeds Live.
Yeah, or not. Yeah, not yesterday. Night before last. Sorry, I'm off a day.
Let's see. Oh, this is a really fun, fascinating one. Downtown Boise is rich with geothermal water resources. All of the Capitol Mall buildings are heated with geothermal water, as are many of the houses along one of the city's premier drives, Warm Springs Boulevard.
Oh, wow.
Our Capitol is heated with geothermal heating.
Is that my house behind me? This isn't. No. See, it's a green. I have this in my hand.
This part is really frustrating to a lot of Idahoans.
Look what Jesse did. He found it. Moon USA.
Wait a minute.
State. The best thing to do. He did it. Mission accomplished.
Awesome.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Absolutely.
Let's see here.
So federal agencies, primarily the U.S. Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management, manage 63.7% of all land in Idaho. 31% of the state's land is in private hands. Frustrating to a lot of Idahoans.
Wow.
Okay, I have often told you guys that Idaho is very diverse and that we really have multiple regions and we could almost be multiple states.
Mm-hmm.
This explains it. Idaho is often said to have 3 capitals. In an economic and cultural, if not political, sense. Boise in the southwest, which is actually the state capital. Salt Lake City, Utah in the southeast, which it's very much dictates the southeast of Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
More than just culturally and economically. I would say religiously also. And then Spokane, Washington in the north. Because Spokane is just on the other side of the border.
Mm-hmm.
When you divide the state, if you chopped off the panhandle, the politics, the culture, the social aspect of the North very much aligns with Washington in a lot of ways. If you cut the state in half right about the Magic Valley and go east of the Magic Valley, eastern Idaho very much aligns with Salt Lake area.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Magic Valley west, very much Boise. And Boise is the state capital. So we really have 3 regions.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This totally makes 100% sense. Yes, Logan and I, and Ronson, we all live in the Treasure Valley, which is near Boise. And that's in the southwest.
That's pretty cool, Logan. I was just reading his comment. My granddad used to watch astronauts train at the craters of the moon while we worked in Atlantic City. And I was looking at the book, Jesse, and I'm actually pretty impressed because one of the places in upstate New York is mentioned here, and it's Williamsburg, New York, and Jamestown. It mentions that too. So I'm gonna have to, I don't see anything for Indiana, but at least it hit one of the places I think should be on that road trip. So that's a bonus point.
There's actually, I don't know if it's in this or not. I'm kind of skimming through looking for
oh gosh, they live in Idaho somewhere close to only Adam and Eve I've ever heard of. You live close to Adam and Eve.
No, it came into Idaho from elsewhere, believe me.
And well, I mean, that's where the start of the Bible was, so you live close to where the start, no, just teasing. We're gonna keep it on point here.
Yeah, we'll not go there. That is hooked on Adam and Eve.
Hooked on Adam and Eve. Works for me. No. Yeah. Oh goodness. Well, I looked at that book, Jesse. I'm going to give you some brownie points, but now I got to buy the book now to find out what it's all about. Because that sounds really interesting. They got Jamestown, New York, which I think is a really cool place to visit in upstate New York. And so I was just kind of like reading through a little bit of it. Idaho is a really cool place. I lived there for 3 years. Idaho has the best gas station is what? Okay. But I don't know. I think it's really a neat place to be. And someday I'd like to go back and see it, especially Mountain Home. No mountains in Mountain Home, the no mountain home. I'd like to see what's changed there. It's been a long time since I've been there. Long time. But it was pretty. I enjoyed taking our children to the actual mountains in the wintertime and go sledding down the mountains. And then fishing on the Snake River. I hate fish. I absolutely hate it. My husband would catch salmon out of the Snake River, and he is the only person that would cook for me that I actually enjoyed that fish. He'd smoke it. He had a way of doing it, and it was so good. So good. He'd fillet it and everything, and So I have a lot of really good memories there. It was a really good place to live for a little while. And then we got uprooted. We were not expecting to leave, and all of a sudden we kept trying to get East Coast so we could be close to family. It was, no mountains in Mountain Home, just saying there, Jesse. But we moved from there to England it was a beautiful, beautiful country, I will just say. So we've had some really cool places. Got its name when the first post office was founded, and the town was renamed from Rattlesnake to Mountain Home. The town was incorporated in 1896, and it moved because I believe of the rail system. It was the railroad trying to, there's a lot of cities back in the day. They moved with the railroad. Granddad also worked on Niagara Falls Power Project in New York. He watched the folks go over the falls in barrels. Yeah, they used to do that. Was it Evel Knievel was another one, if I'm not mistaken, who did it? Who went over over Niagara Falls in a barrel. I think he was maybe one of the last ones. If you go to Toronto, there's a place that actually talks about that history. I remember going, I'm trying to remember the name of the place that we went, but I mean, again, now I'm talking, I was in my teens when I went to Toronto. Tell me about your family. I don't know much about you. I have just traveled. I'm a former military spouse, and we have traveled all over, lived in a whole bunch of cool places, and now retired. So we're settled back home. So yeah, yeah. So we've traveled. I've lived in quite a few places. I used to live in Japan. I went from a small little itty bitty town where I grew up. I was a military brat as well. My mom moved us to Indiana, and then I married into the military. So back on the adventure. But so I've lived all over. And it's so funny because I say how many houses I lived. I lost track with how many houses within 16 years. I think it was like 2, 4, 6, 7 houses within 16 years. We weren't running from the government. The government was moving us, as I like to say. But we lived in Japan for a while. It was kind of we went to world's largest city. Coming from a small town, that's where I graduated from, a small town to world's largest city was hard. I hated the first 6 months. Hated it. And I thought, well, I've got 2.5 years left. I better get up and start going out. And I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the country. It's the safest country I personally have ever lived in to this day. Crime is not a thing, hardly. I mean, it happens, but it's extremely rare. I would get lost in Tokyo all the time and had to figure out how to get home. And I knew in kanji on the sign, if I looked for a shake and 3 fries, that was because in kanji, that's what it looked like, a shake and 3 French fries. That was my train ride home, and I knew how to get back to there. But there were times that I actually got lost, and English is a second language over there. Be careful with what you say about people, because I used to teach English in my home, and the first thing they wanted to know was all the cuss words, because they didn't like being called out and saying "Domo arigato gozaimasu." So that was the first thing I taught in my home. I had to put my little one to bed and shut the door. So I didn't want my little one hearing mama cussing. It was very odd. But yes, but I would get lost and I would ask how to get home, and people were sweet and kind to help me get back to my train. And then I'd have people ask me what certain words were. I'd be out in public. My favorite one was a gentleman was reading a newspaper at a McDonald's, and he came up to me. He said, "Sumimasen," and then I said yes, and he goes, "Confetti," and I went. So I had to read the context of confetti just so I make sure I understood what he was reading. And I took my napkin and I shredded it up and I went, "Confetti," and he went, "Oh," So it was a wonderful conversation to have. I don't know. The culture is totally different. My husband participated in some of the parades, and it was fun. But the neat thing for me with Japan was my grandfather was stationed there right after the bombing. He was there as part of the cleanup effort, and he told me all kinds of things about Japan, which was nothing what I walked into. He made me think it was the country, and I went into world's largest city. So kind of hard on me. But my grandfather enjoyed his time. He picked up the language fluently. He could speak it up until the last day of his life. And I only picked up Skoshi, which is just a little bit. I knew I had to ask, like, my favorite question was, "Where's the bathroom?" Because I was pregnant over there. So you had to know where the bathroom was at.
I can ask that in Spanish.
Could you? Well, I can do it.
Cuarto de baño.
Say it one more time. I missed it. Say it again.
¿Dónde está cuarto de baño?
Toru wa doko desu ka? That's Japanese. Where's the bathroom? But then we lived in Idaho for a little while and enjoyed every bit of it. And then we moved to England. When you
lived in Idaho, you were only an hour from where we live.
And I learned that you don't say Boise, you say Boise. Otherwise, you
Right.
get called out.
Right.
I remember that one.
Z in Boise.
Boise. It's like in my area, if you say Louisville, we can pick you out. You're not from here. Or Louisville. No, it's
Right.
it's Louisville. It's a mouthful. But we lived in England. We lived about 20 minutes outside of Cambridge in a little village. And I loved going to the pubs, and I loved thrifting, or charity shops, as they called it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a delight. I lived 15 minutes. I didn't know this until about a year ago. I lived 15 minutes away from where one of my ancestors was buried at. I did not know that. And if I had known that information, I would have gone to the cemetery. I have a lot of English DNA. I was doing ancestry back then, but didn't know this.
When you go to the pubs in England, it's the families go to the pubs.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you go to eat. It's not just to go and drink beer. Like if you go to a bar or a saloon here, that's not a family event in the United States. But a pub is literally a place to go and eat.
Yeah, and beer and wine is treated as a food group. It is not treated like alcohol. You can legally drink both of those beverages at age 16 over there because it is a food group. It's not treated as alcohol like what we do with our hard liquors, or that's how that they see it. Things are a lot more. I think the thing I appreciate about England was the slow pace in life. I'm not a hustle and bustle person. I'm not a city girl at heart. I really am a country girl at heart. And I enjoyed going to the markets. I had a basket and I'd go get my produce. Like now we have, your market days, in small tech communities, but this wasn't even a thing back then in the United States. I never knew a market day. In England, it was beautiful. It was just, you had all this beautiful produce, but it was a sense of community too. We went to a little village in a different area than where we lived at. And I enjoyed buying fabric and, homemade bread. Oh my gosh. If you are a workaholic, they had some of the best bakeries. And I have never found a bakery in the United States like what I found over there. And we were there during two major world events. I'll say it like that. So there was some difficulty with that. And then we did experience some things. So I always have tips for people that may surprise people about England. But I would go back in a heartbeat. We had a beautiful church that we attended. Our pastor had hens because he knew the American kiddos couldn't have chickens on base, and they didn't have that experience. And they had raspberry bushes and strawberries and things for the kids to pick, and really just was about community and taking care of people. So we lived there for a little while, and then we lived in Arizona. We lived down in Tucson. So I'm not a Phoenix girl. I went up to Phoenix. I took one of my kiddos that had science competitions in Phoenix. I hated Phoenix, not my place, not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. Tucson was family oriented. There was bicycle paths everywhere, lots to do, lots and lots to do. So yeah, I've lived around, but I also was a military brat. So I got to travel from military brat too. And I didn't even go into that. So, but yeah. So here, one of my grandmothers was from England, still have family there. The reason I got into ancestry is because of my grandmother. Her grandfather came straight over from England, and she didn't know much about her grandfather. So I started doing some research while I lived in England, but it's one of those things. At the time, there wasn't a lot because it was early 2000s. We we went to England. We were literally the first airplane to fly in or fly out of Baltimore, I should say, after 9/11. We were the first one. We got caught up. We were supposed to be en route to England, and 9/11 happened, and we were stuck in New York State, not New York City. We were stuck in New York State. So we were the first plane out. So kind of thinking on that time frame with where we were with technology, I couldn't get everything because the internet was still kind of, getting to access that information. I've learned a lot now, and I hope maybe one day I'll get to go back over. I'm not a city girl. You can go to London. There's a lot to do in London. Everybody goes to London. I say rent a car and get away from London.
I want to ride the Ferris wheel.
Oh, the eye. Yeah.
I want to ride that.
Yeah.
I love Ferris wheels.
Yeah, that's a cool place. I didn't go there. My mother and I, we were supposed to be in London. She came over in 2005, and the first time I had seen her in years. I was so excited to see my mama, and I took her to a huge festival. We believe she got food poisoning from this festival. She made best friends with the toilet to the point where she was looking gravely ill. So I took her to Cambridge, to the hospital there. She couldn't be seen on our military installation, so I took her to the local hospital and got treatment at the hospital in Cambridge. And we had plans to go to London, and because of her being ill, we didn't go, but she was feeling better. And my friend said, well, your mom came all the way over here and she never got a proper English tea. And she said, I would like to do a proper English tea for your mom. So your mom, so you could, she could have that experience, and enjoy something with her time here. So we went over to my friend's house for a proper English tea, had a wonderful time. She had a lot of British pound because she had exchanged her money. And she said, I've got all this money. I don't want to exchange it back. Why don't I take you grocery shopping? Do you have a grocery store close by? And I went, yes. So I took her to Tesco, and my son was with me. My youngest was with us, of course, because he was not in school. And we get back to the military installation, and everybody is geared up. Dogs are out. Pew-pews are out. Tanks are out, Humvees are out. We're in full gear. My mom starts to lean down in her chair, gets down real hard, and I went, Mother, it's okay. Sit up. Give me your passport. Give me your base pass. We're going to be fine. Sit up. And she's doing this. I mean, she's freaked out. She used to be a military spouse too, but she is freaking out. She goes, Glenda, something's not right. Glenda, something's not right. And I said, Mom, this is normal. Just quit looking suspicious and sit up, And so we got through the gate. My mom still focused on it. When I got home, my answering machine was blown up because my family and friends knew that we were supposed to be in London that day. And my husband was a bazillion calls. Glenda, please tell me you're not in London. Please call me back, because we didn't have a cell phone. Please tell me you're not in London. And then I had friends, one right after another. Please tell me you're not in London. Please tell me you're not in London. That was the day of the London attacks.
Oh.
My mother had gotten sick, and that's the only reason. We had planned on doing the big bus tour, doing the tube, going to Buckingham. We had planned, the three of us, that's exactly what we were supposed to be doing. I think that was a God intervention. But
too bad your mom had to suffer, but thank God you were safe.
Thank God. Yeah. So she never got to go to London other than flying in and out of the airport. I did take her to a small village, my favorite village for market day. I did take her there, and she said all she could look at was feet. She said she saw some pretty ugly feet. So that was the highlight of her England trip,
Wow.
Yeah, we were supposed to be in London. American Airlines was who she had flown. She had to call them and say, listen, my daughter lives on a military installation. We cannot get off base. We are stuck, which is when you were on, you were on. You could not get off. They locked us all down because of the attacks and being U.S., military. So we were locked in, and American Airlines worked with her at no charge to change her flight. She had to take more time off from work because she was on vacation. They understood,
That's good.
she said, we were supposed to be in London. We didn't go because I got sick. I'm going to be delayed because I can't get off the military installation. If I get off, my daughter cannot get back on. So we had to wait an extra week, and then she flew home. But yeah, so I've been on some adventures. I got caught up for 9/11, was there for another incident, and then there for London. That was my England time. So I do have advice on things. I'm not afraid to travel, but I do have advice because I've been through quite a bit. But I loved each of the places I've been, I don't know how I know how I got on that topic. Anyhow, sorry me to keep jibber jabbing. I'm just sitting here going, we're talking about it on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about it Tuesday. Wonder if we could use the Ferris wheel place instead of the elevator. Oh, I don't know.
We have a Shields sporting goods store in Meridian.
Oh, okay.
And they have a Ferris wheel.
Oh, that's cool.
He was telling me in chat that we can go to Meridian anytime. And I said that would be fun. And then he was saying that he wondered if we could use the Ferris wheel in place of the elevator.
The Ferris wheels are fun. There's one in Pigeon Forge, excuse me, that at the island. And we love going to that Ferris wheel.
I'm not bothered by heights, but Logan's not overly keen on it. One year for our anniversary, I got tickets during the summer.
Yeah.
Because our anniversary is the end of June. And for our anniversary, I got tickets for us to go to Tamarack. I don't know if Tamarack was in when you were here or not.
Never heard of it.
Okay, Tamarack is a ski resort town or village.
Okay.
Up near McCall.
Okay.
And during the summertime, you can get lift tickets and just ride the lift.
Oh.
And we did that one year. It was so awesome.
Oh.
So awesome. I loved it. And I'm up there just looking around. Of course, you're not strapped in on a ski lift. He was holding on. And he wasn't looking around a whole lot.
Oh, my God.
I loved it, but he was pretty nervous. And so Ferris wheels are, at least you're strapped in.
Yeah.
And
they have some really nice ones, too. They're it's like being in a little room, too.
He was just, it's not his favorite thing, but he will ride the Ferris wheel with me. But yeah, I would go back and ride the ski lift any old day. That was so beautiful.
Those are fun. They're so fun.
It was gorgeous to see it in the summertime, because I don't ski. I couldn't ski if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And to be able to ride it in the summertime and then go into the lodge and have a meal and just enjoy the beauty.
That's kind of what they have in Gatlinburg. There's a ski lift that we take, but because of Sir Grace having the service dog, we take a gondola. But when I've gone without him, we take the ski lift because I'm like, I love me some ski lift, but he can't do it, because of the dog. But and then going up to the top and that sounds like this place that I go to in Gatlinburg. It's a lot of fun.
If you guys have never ridden a ski lift in the summertime, check
Oh,
ski lifts in your area and see if they sell tickets for summertime rides.
yeah.
It's cheaper than in the winter,
Mhm.
and it's a way for them to make money in the off season.
Yeah.
And
And the
it's
scenery is equally as
gorgeous.
beautiful. Yeah. I did one in Pennsylvania, a few years ago. In the summertime, actually. I had to take the ski lift up because I was going zip lining. I love zip lining. I was so scared to do it, but I had to take the ski lift up to the top of it. We were at a resort. And yeah, and that first time I'm like, I'm going to get over my fear, but I was shaking. I mean, oh my gosh, just like my feet. And then a friend of mine pushed me. I screamed bloody murder. I mean, it was.
That's funny.
And then I was like, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then it was like, wee. But I went over
Friends
the
like that,
mountain.
who needs an enemy?
I know. I have a friend that just.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. You need to try the new zip line in Branson. Ooh, that sounds like fun. There's a place around here that my youngest went to, and you zip line in a cave. And
Oh my gosh.
he said that was amazing. And I'm like, okay, I think I might do that with you sometime. I'm just waiting for him to have some free time so we can go together.
I'm getting a lot stronger, and since I am, I want to go and try to go into the Shoshone Ice Caves.
Oh, that would be cool.
I have lived in Idaho almost my entire life. All but 7 years of my life I have lived in Idaho.
Oh, wow.
And I have never gotten to go down into the ice caves. I've been to the little gift shop,
Yeah.
but I've never been down into the ice caves.
Oh, you should go.
I
Girl.
want to so bad.
Ah. Well, make that a priority and do it. You should. You live life once. I think it's an adventure. Go do anything. Go do it all. I mean, there's so much to see and so much to do. It's so fun out there. I say, get it going, girl. Let's do it.
Ronson and I spent a vacation during 1998. We went. He was just 6 years old, almost 7 years. No, he was 7 years old. We went down to Hagerman and we spent a week at Miracle Hot Springs.
Okay.
And we went and saw as many of the sites down there, because there's some gorgeous sites down there in the Hagerman Valley.
Yeah.
It's right along Highway 30 in the Thousand Springs Scenic Byway.
Oh, wow.
And you can go down into Castleford and see Balanced Rock. Balanced Rock is this it's a big pillar,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes to a point, and I can't remember the dimensions, but it's like inches
Oh,
at
wow.
the tip, with a great big boulder sitting on top. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's gorgeous down in this valley.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a canyon park there across from Balanced Rock. It's been there since I was a little girl and long before that.
Oh, wow.
And so we went down there and we created a little passport for all the places we wanted to go and see, like the Ladd Gorge. We wanted to go and see the Hagerman horse, which is a state fossil. And we wanted to go and do all these other little things. And thank you for putting that up there. It is so neat. And the Hagerman horse is really, really neat. It's a prehistoric horse. And it used to range the area down there in the valley. And it's one of the earliest fossils.
I've heard of Glenn's Ferry. I've heard of that.
Okay, that's before Hagerman,
Mm-hmm.
coming from Mountain Home.
Okay. I've heard of
Where
Bloomsbury.
that's where Three Island Crossing is,
Mm-hmm.
where along the Oregon Trail,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the wagons. There's 3 islands in the Snake River.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's where the wagon trains would cross, because at certain times of the year the water would be down and it would be slower, and they would be able to cross safer, not safely, but safer. And they could cross those islands and make it across the river safely, more
I'm
safely.
I'm looking it up because I feel like I've been there. Isn't that
Yeah,
awful? It's like it's been so long. Yes, yes, I've
Island
been
State
there.
Park. And in August, they
Yes.
used to do a reenactment, but then there were so many people not following the rules, not being skilled enough horsemen to
Mm,
do the crossing properly.
right,
And
right.
then they would throw tantrums, for lack of a better word.
Mm,
And so they ended up having to shut down the reenactment.
mm,
But they used to do reenactments every year in August, and they would have a starting point, and they'd get all these people together, and they would follow the trail to Three Island Crossing. And
mm,
then on a specific day, they would, exactly off Grid World, one bad apple,
mm,
and they would come to the 3 islands. And on that specific day, when they knew the water would be right,
mm,
they would all cross at the islands to the other side,
mm,
and you could go and watch the crossing.
mm.
And people would drown
Yeah.
because they weren't the skilled horsemen that they said they were, and you had to do it at your own risk, and you would sign off. But then enough people were causing issues that they had to shut down the crossings.
We have a cave in a state park here. I have never been inside of it because I guess people would go in went right after a rainstorm and there was a drowning in there. And so now, like all of my life, I've never known it to be, like you could go into it. But yeah, people do things that they call hurts for the rest of us. But I've been in many of caves. I love going down into them. There's one is here. Here's the Balanced Rock in Idaho. We have Marengo Cave here, and it's a really nice one to go visit. But then there's a lot of little caves. We have a lot in our area. And then Rebecca said in Missouri, there's a lot of caves. One that's close to me that I haven't been into yet. Apparently, there's a cave, and actually my neighbors own the property, and it's kind of at the back of their property. There's a cave. They're going to take me in one day. Yep, Indiana Caverns. Yep, that's another really good one. There's Squire Boone Caverns. That's really cool. I used to go into that a lot when I was a kid. I've taken my kiddos in there too. And then there are caves in a state park that Spring Mill State Park. There's also let's see here, Spring Mill is in Mitchell, Indiana, and astronaut Gus Grissom's space capsule is in there. When I was a little girl, I could go in and out of that space capsule. You could get in and play. But now it's all sealed off and you can't go in and play because somebody ruined it for the rest of us. So, but anyhow, but yeah, there's a lot to do all over. The Indian Tunnel in Crater's Moon is a fun place. Yep, Squire Boone Caverns. Yep, I said it right. It's a really neat little place.
Craters of the Moon is a very, very fascinating area. It's where the astronauts trained for the lunar mission, the first lunar mission.
Mm-hmm.
And they still come and do some training exercises, as far as I know. Mm-hmm. It's also near Atomic City, which if you didn't know, Atomic City was the very first city in the United States, at least,
Mm-hmm.
that was powered by nuclear energy.
Squire Boone also in the you can actually see where they have a little. I want to be careful how I say it. He is buried down there, and you do see it, but you don't see him. Okay, I want to say that. But yeah, and then Wyandotte Cave. Did you know the caves began to form? Yeah, in the I can't say that, or over 2 million years ago. In my area, you can also go out and you can find fossils too from like when this was all underwater, and it's really cool. I used to do that a lot. And then there's a lot of Indians in our area, and you can find arrowheads all over this area as well. It's pretty cool. Mystery, also known for having the longest subterranean in the United States. The river is 3 miles long. Yeah. There's a lot to do. I say get out there and do it. I mean, it's life once. You got to go out and see all this as much as you can and want to as well, but do it all.
This fantastic caverns in Springfield, Missouri, is a drive-through. Or is that the one that you have the Jeeps that you get into and ride? Anyway, you ride through, whether it's in their Jeeps or in your own vehicle, you actually ride through these caverns.
Yeah, we have one.
Do that when I went down there to see him for the first time, but we ran out of time.
Yeah, Louisville has one. It's the Louisville Caverns. It used to be, they thought that during the Cold War, it would be a great place to kind of like bunker down. But the problem with it is that there's airflow through this cavern that comes from outside. So if there was anything that ever happened, not necessarily the best place, but it's a huge ties to World War II and the Cold War. But now they have, it's called Lights Under Louisville. So at Christmas time, you get in your car and you literally can drive through and see all the lights in the cavern. And then there's also zip lining to do there as well. It's a really cool place to visit. Oh yeah, get your guide to Corydon in Harrison County, Indiana. So in Corydon, there used to be, and you can find it on YouTube. Please, I'm going to say the real name of this last name. Okay, I'm not even playing. There used to be a place called Bout Drugs. And there's an actual, it was the name of this drugstore, and their last name was Bout. And so there's a YouTube commercial. You'll have to look it up, Jesse. I think you'll get a laugh out of it. Unfortunately, due to what happened through 2020 and 21, they closed because they couldn't. They weren't making the money. But there used to be. You can get T-shirts that said "Bout Drugs." But if you want a good laugh, it really was a place, and that's in Corydon, Indiana. Corydon also was the first capital of Indiana before it moved to Indianapolis. The very first Indiana State House is still up, and you can go visit that too. It's right off the square. It's a neat little historic town. There's a lot to do there. Is that the Bout Drugs commercial by Rhett and Link? I believe that's them. It actually was a real drugstore. And it closed, and I wish I could like suggest it, because I thought if you ever wanted just a funny place to go visit, that would be like where I would send people. Like I took my boys, and it was entertainment for the rest of the day, hearing all the puns that they came up with. But that really was the family's last name, and they owned a drugstore. So it's not like they did it for tongue in cheek. It really, a lot of mom and pop places uses their last name for a drugstore. Oh, hang on just a second. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I was just looking up the information, I was trying to find the exact story, but I can't find it right now. There is actually two rivers. We have the Big Lost River and the Little Lost River in Idaho. They're called the Lost River because they'll be flowing along and all of a sudden they disappear. They just go down into the ground and they don't know where they go, or they didn't know where they went. Here lately, I don't remember how long ago, not too awfully long ago, they actually discovered where these rivers come back out. And I was hoping I could find that again. I just read the article here within the last week or so. But they go down underground and they feed the aquifer. But they also recently discovered where they come back up out of the ground. And I cannot find the article right now, but the Lost River's been found. And it's really, really an interesting article. They didn't know for ever where this river disappeared. It just disappears. It's there one minute and gone the next. And no, it's not in Hagerman. I know that. It's the Lost River. I know that. But it was very recently that they discovered where it comes back out. They traced it. They were able to trace the river, and they were able to find where the river flowed underground and where it came back out. And they had never been able to find it before. It was so cool. But we have the Big Lost River and the Little Lost River. There are some really, really neat geological features in Idaho. We also have the River of No Return. There's it's the Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in the dead center of Idaho, and that's where Mount Bora is. And they call it the River of No Return because it is so deep and so swift that if you fall into it, like if a car ends up in it, you're gone, basically. There's no recovery. They did bring in some people that are known for going in and to bodies of water and recovering cars, looking for people who have their cars have gone over into the bodies of water and hoping to recover them. And they were able to recover a woman whose car had gone off of the highway into the River of No Return. And he said that he would, if he'd have known how dangerous this river was, he may not have taken the task on, because he has never experienced a river or any body of water that dangerous. And in all of his years of doing this type of recovery mission, he has never experienced a body of water as risky and dangerous as that one was.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy, scary river. But anyway.
Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, I've called it Lake Bermuda Triangle. Well, I am going to have to hop off of here. I'm so sorry.
We're going for 2 hours, so...
Sir Grace is probably down there going, what are you going to make dinner? So I better get moving.
I don't want to keep you from that. We ended up talking afterwards forever.
I can keep talking too. This has been a lot of fun, as always.
Yes.
I absolutely love that. I'm sitting and chatting.
I never know which direction our conversation is going to go.
I don't either.
That's what I love about it.
Exactly.
Anyway, so we will go ahead and close this out. I want to thank everybody for being here. This has been so much fun. If you guys have specific topics that you would like to talk about on a Tuesday, let us know.
Yeah.
Absolutely let us know. And we'll try to work them in. And I will have your thoughts for Thursday out, hopefully on Thursday this week. I do have a lot going on tomorrow, which doesn't leave me much time to get it recorded and edited. But you will get a video this week, even if it's not on Thursday. And then on Monday, I believe it's Off Grid World as my guest. And if you have not been a guest yet on Meet Me Monday, please send me a interview request form, and we'll see what we can do about getting you on Meet Me Monday. And then we'll be back here next Tuesday. So with that, thank you, Glenda. I've had a great time. I love this. I love Tuesdays. They're one of my favorite days.
It is. I enjoy it, and I'm also going to be live Saturday. I wasn't live last week again because of the girls, the queen for the day, but I will be live this Saturday at 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. So
okay,
and just chit chat.
Fantastic. I'll let y'all know when we have babies.
Yes, please do.
Okay. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later. Bye.